Okay, well, I'm going to try my first streaming of a video game. I have WarPlan that I just picked up. I played around with a little bit the other day, and I wanted to basically do the attack on Poland and maybe start to shift some stuff over to the Western Front. Um, I have watched about a bazillion videos on how to stream and get the streaming to look decent without lag. I hate lag. I don't have a really high performance gaming computer. Uh, don't really want to go out and buy one. Can't really go out and buy one right now. I just wanted to play some video games and have some fun. But I'm not sure with Streamlabs if I can run Streamlabs and run software at the same time with it looking good. So I'm going to do this. I'll upload it and see what people think. If you got any feedback, great. If I don't like it at all, I might just take it down. I'm not sure. But what we're going to do today is we're just going to mess around with the invasion of Poland. And if that goes well and looks decent, then I will work on making some more videos and just do a playthrough of the whole game. I played around a little bit last night. Didn't do a lot of reading in the manual or anything, so this is kind of a jump right into it. And I found it really fast and easy to play with enough detail for me where it's not overwhelming, but enough detail to keep me happy as well, which is, I'm kind of finicky that way. I'm going to use the NATO symbols. I prefer NATO symbols on the aircraft. I don't mind that stuff, I guess, but I don't like the little sprites or graphics and stuff when I play stuff. I don't know why. That's just a preference. Other than that, I think everything's set up, so we will commence with the invasion of Poland. So here's our overall map, what we have here for, let's see, we'll try some hotkeys. Anyway, so here's what we got. I'm not a big time strategist. I'm kind of a point and click kind of guy. But I do know that we want to basically get to Warsaw, and we basically, I think it's 10 days per turn in this game. So we got about 3 turns to capture Warsaw and win. So let's work on that. We definitely want to try some big maneuvers as we swing around stuff. These guys down here, I can't see them really being much help. I don't even know if we need to do a ton of attacking down there and waste the manpower and resources, but we'll see. Still kind of learning. So we got our HQs here. So I have these boxes open so I don't have to keep opening them to look at stats. We'll see if I like that or not. But so we get this little cab unit. Let's start down here just southwest of Lutz. And I'm going to attack with the guys from the back first. So basically it costs 1 action point to attack. And up here it's going to cost me 4 to move up there. So I'd get 1 attack with this guy when it's all said and done. You can group attack. So if we hover over there, I got 3 to 1. If you hold down the control key, you can highlight more units and I can get a 10 to 1 attack. But then I'm going to use action points off those guys. Now you can click off, which is nice, and come back to it after you've set up some moves, which I find that to be kind of fun. Not really sure if we need to bomb that cab unit or not. Maybe we do. He hems you in pretty good. He's doing his job. Well, let's do that. Let's go grab this ground attack group, and let's. They don't give you any stats on that, so you're kind of at your own. So let's. Ooh, wow! I took a beating there. 6-0. I lost 3 guys. I'm gonna do that again though. 1-1. It's a little better. So we didn't gain anything better. So we're just gonna go ahead. I'm gonna hit with this other infantry unit. I think here. It gives me 8-1. Probably should have just done that in the first place. So let's pop them in the keister there and let's move around up. And that gives me still 5-1 straight up. And I could move this guy up and help me out a little bit. I could move this guy up. I think I'm going to move this guy up. And he's a 6-1, but I might as well use this guy and get 10-1. Pop him. And this gives me a enough where I could move up and I could get one more shot at him. We didn't quite destroy him, so he's still up there. Well, that is disappointing. Never done this where I played a game and let everybody hear what I'm thinking and doing. So hopefully it's fun for you guys. I just want to have some fun playing some games. That's what I like to do. It's my passion. It's what I'm into. Obviously you're into it if you're watching this. But anyway, back to the game. So just trying to think. I've already kind of played through this once. I know it's not too hard to bust into Warsaw by turn 3, but I'd like to get good at it and efficient. I think we'll move this infantry unit up there. My goodness. I'm going to take him out. And he can actually move up there. And that's not going to do a lot for me because that armor unit can't get to Warsaw. Well, maybe he can get to Warsaw on attack now. So I guess I did learn something new. Let's move him up and see what this guy is. Oh, he's a little jerky cab unit too, so let's knock him out of the way if we can. 9-1, we should do pretty well. But we're not going to be able to follow up on it. So I think if I come up here, kind of come slide in here and see where we're at, it'd be nice to push him around. It's not going to let me advance because I used my last action point. And I'll work on, when I go back and look at this stuff, I'll work on sound and stuff, and we'll see if it's too loud while I'm talking and annoying. I don't know. This is a first, so you get to deal with it on the fly. So that right there is an air superiority group, so they don't do anything with ground attack. This is an HQ. So what is this? This is 10th Army, and up here I think it's 4th. No, 8th. 4th is up here. Yeah, all right. So we're going to move up 8th Army a little bit here. And then we're just going to bring this division up to kind of do like they did with their cavalry. This is actually a small corps. So we're going to bring this up here, just kind of use him to sit on that guy so he can't just run down and smack my HQ. I don't know if the AI is smart enough to do that. Let's look at this real quick. Interesting enough. Why don't we use this bomber and we'll soften this guy up a little bit and we'll really open up that corridor if we can. So that went pretty good. We'll do that again. That didn't do so much, but see if these guys get any better odds. So we got 5-1, so let's hit him and see what happens. Ooh. So anyway, he put up a little bit of a fight, but this should be even better now. 6-1. Oh, that guy goes the wrong direction. We don't want him to go there. I think this guy will use all of his movement if he goes to there. Yep. So, well, that didn't hurt my armor flying through there. I thought maybe I messed up my armor there. So that wasn't so bad or so great. Got this unit at Krakow. Let's just go ahead and move up, and it's not a super strong unit, but we're not going to have any air to deal with him. Why don't we go? I'd kind of like to go here, but I think I'm just going to go down this road. What is that? I think it's 3-1. That does not seem like great odds, but I'm going to go ahead and take that. That wasn't too bad. So now I can't do this guy because he's a 0, but I can pick him up. I still get 3-1. I'll get one more attack, and I won't be able to advance if I understand this right, because I'll use my last action point for each one. So it won't even let me advance into that hex, but it is what it is. I am going to whip this armor unit around because I want to basically cut this corridor to Warsaw. This is going to let me see everything. Oh, that's a juicy 7-1 on that HQ. I think we might do that, but let's go see up north here how we push in first. So, got the Vistula Rivers kind of in the way. We got a lot of nice air up here. Maybe should have been using some of that down here. Oh, we got some small corps up here. We got an infantry division, and these are small corps. Oh, these are large corps. So there isn't any difference on the small corps right here. There's still three of the symbols versus the division. I was kind of wondering if they would have something different. Here's a little division. So we're going to use these divisions to kind of scout forward. So we got a little 3-5. He's got 4 X's on there. I don't know what that means. I'm guessing that would be bigger. Oh, maybe those are. No, these are large cores. I don't know what that is. I'll read up on that later. But let's bring this division down. Either way, it's going to use up all my movement. So I'm going to move into this marshy stuff. I'm just using him to scout anyway. So we got another 3-5. And he's not going to be able to push through there. So I think what we'll do is just let him kind of come up here and keep this guy tied up so he can't shift on their movement, because they're going to get a move in. We got this air group here. It's a tactical air group. And I think what we might do is try to strike this infantry, and then we're going to use these 2 large corps. Those are large corps. I think we'll try to use them to hit that unit and try to push down into this way and start to cut off these units. So let's go ahead and do this airstrike here and see what happens. So nothing significant. I'm sure there's some effectiveness or things like that that probably get adjusted, but they don't let us see what that is. We're now at 8-1. So I'm going to go ahead and give him a shot. Wow, we shattered him. So that was excellent. We like that. So I think what we're going to do next, instead of just driving through with this infantry, is that'll use up, looks like, all 4. And it looks like I can advance in there for only 1. So like in the rules, it says if you move next to somebody, it costs you 2. But if you are, looks like if you're taking over a hex where somebody got shattered or pushed out, maybe it only costs you 1 to advance. So we're going to do that, and then that's an 8-1 there. That's a 10-1. I think I'm just going to use my 8-1, or just use an 8-1 and see if we can push him this way, and then this big 10-4 guy can 10-4. The guy with 10-4 can maybe push. So let's see what happens. Oh. He went south, the bugger. And it will let me advance in there for 1, and that should leave me 1 more mark to be able to hit him. So I'm going to do that at 10-1. So that destroyed him, but then I can't advance because I'm at 0 activation, I think is what they call it. So this guy is a 10-4, or operation points, I think is what they call it. I could slip over here. That's going to use everything up. That'll use, I suppose this costs me extra because it's moving next to him, so I can't. I think I'm just going to do that. I don't think hitting him, I can't hit him anyway. If I move there, that'll put me at 0. So I'm going to try to drive deeper into Poland. Oh, I so bad want to go 1 more hex. I wish I could go there, but I can't. We'll do that. We'll do that. That seems pretty good. That HQ seems fine there. The air's already done its thing. He's moved up. I don't see, maybe he can support attack. These don't look like very good options. Nope, but 1 to 2, we're going to leave that alone. So that brings us to the northwest up here to do our final stuff on our attack on Poland. There'll be some stuff we'll do over here to the west. Before we finish our turn, we're going to want to put some things in the building hopper, and I don't think I'm going to be too aggressive here. I think I'm going to wait and see what happens. I kind of picked Germany because I'm thinking about doing a comparison with this and Strategic Command, A World at War, and just seeing how they play differently, or whatever. And obviously, A World at War is the whole world, so that's not what I'm comparing. It'd be more gameplay. I've been messing around with both of those. So anyway, let's go ahead and move up this furthest infantry unit to see. I'm guessing the best move would be is to get rid of this guy, but I don't think we can, because there's this dude here, which I don't know what that is. I don't know what that is. And if I smash him, I'm going to run out of movement, because I'm going to basically move here and get one attack. This guy is going to get one attack and maybe a follow-up. And then my armor isn't going to be able to punch through. If I go over here, I'm going to get one attack on this guy. I don't think it's going to matter much. Well, it's 4 no matter what. This would use up all my movement no matter what. So if I'm going to stick my nose in the fight, I might as well do one of these. So I'm going to move him up there. There's really no reason to mess with this guy. He's just going to get cut off. That's a ugly 1-to-1. But we still have our air. We want to use that before we do any fighting. Let's look at him. He can go 3 to there. He can go 4 to there. Maybe advance after. So the question is, do I go here and attack after using some air? Or do I move here and see if I can push him, and then it's not going to matter. Either way, I'm only going to get to advance. So I'd like to get across this river. So let's do that. So we got 2-to-1 there. That makes it a 4-to-1. We got a tactical air group, a ground attack group, and this is air superiority. Wonder why. So we got air superiority there, and we got air superiority here. Did I use that and I forgot? Maybe you know. I forgot. So, all right. So let's use this bomber here and see what happens. Not a lot going on there. Ooh, that was 2. That was kind of huge. So now let's go look at those odds. That gives us 5-to-1. I think I'm going to not use the Stuka looking guy, because he seems like he's going to be a little more juicy. And if I can use him and beat him up, maybe the Stuka can come in here or here and let the armor push through. We're not going to totally cut everyone off, as much fun as that would be. Either I just don't know how to do it, or it's really tough. So I'm going to use this guy and see if we can do a little... Oh, wait a minute. Oh, you got to click twice. And see if I can get a little more off this guy. So, not a lot, but I mean, they're air superiority, so they're coming in. So let's go look. We're still at 5-to-1. I'm going to take it. Oh, no, that guy held his ground, which really is a bummer. Really wanted to punch that guy in the schnoz. Now, I could move up to this mountain area. Oh, what to do. All right, well, I think I'm just going to try to... Well, I wouldn't imagine you could finish them off with air. But, as I think out loud here, it's very interesting, if you've never done this, to convey your thoughts to people, and they can see how inept you are, or brilliant. But we'll see how it goes. I'm thinking about maybe just moving him around there to make that corridor really tiny, because then if they move into here anywhere, right, they're going to have to stop, and they're not going to get back to Warsaw. So I'm not really going to be able to attack with him if I go there. And as much as I hate to do that, because it feels like I'm wasting an armor unit. Oh, you know. Yeah, because if I move there, that's 9 action points. If I attack there then, right here, that'll use up my last one, because I have 10, 17-10. And I won't be able to advance in and cut these 3 units off anyway. So I'm going to go over here to set up for the attack on Warsaw. And then I'm just going to use the Stuka guy. And I don't know what this is here, but I think we're going to give him a little smack. And whatever he is, he lost 2, and I can live with that. Looks like our HQs are probably fine here. There's no reason to get them up close to the enemy. We're not going to do anything with our naval unit here. So let's take a look at what else we can do. We did all our stuff down here. There's really no reason to move that anymore. I am going to move this guy up. Let's go ahead and move him up a little closer. And he had used all his action points. So that's it for the attack on Poland. Let's go back over here. We have an air superiority group over here, so I'm going to fly them over here to kind of help, because I know that the Allies are going to have some fun probably attacking over here a little bit. Looks like I got some divisions here on the Western Front. We're not too worried about shenanigans from France, but let's move this large corps up here onto the border. And then I think I'll move this large corps because they're not going to get through my... So these guys right here, if I understand it right, they are in a different... You can change the settings. So yeah, they're in garrison status, which I can't remember what that does, but that does some stuff with your resources. Makes them a little more efficient, but you can't move or anything with them really. You don't do much with them. So they're just going to stay like that until we're ready to go to war. So let's just fortify that a little bit. Like I said, I'm not too worried about France doing much. These guys, now there is a garrison rule. I closed all that before we started. There's some rules. Warsaw here, right here, we're going to want to have 10 ground units, I think it's 10, within 10 hexes of Warsaw once we conquer Poland. Otherwise, the Soviets start getting a little rambunctious and will want to come after us. So we got that. And I have some small divisions. There's a division there. There's a division here. So I'm going to plan on using those, but for now, I'm just going to solidify that line just because it makes me feel better. Not sure what to do yet with these subs, and I don't want to mess with my fleet too much because I don't have much of one, and Britain, I would imagine, could smoke me pretty good. So let's go look at building. Let's look at deploying. So deploying, we have November 8th, and it's September 1st. So we got 2 months before we get a ship. We got some paratroopers, and we got the Bismarck group. Italy, there's not a lot to go on with Italy right now. Combat log, I'm not too worried about that. War panel advancements, no. Let's take a look at advancements. We don't have any points to use in advancements, so we're going to leave the defaults there for now. Convoys. So I have 2 unassigned escorts. I don't know if I have to worry about that yet, so let's not worry about convoys. I'll read up on that a little bit and mess with that, but we'll focus on Poland. But here's what I want to focus on is some building. So Italy has a big old stockpile of 49, so they aren't going to be able to build anything because just a regular old small infantry corps has 120 resources, 20 logistics. I mean, I'm nowhere. Well, I got logistics and I got manpower, but that's about the cheapest thing I could build. Certainly not going to build any naval. Air Force, certainly not. Support units, maybe. I mean, but I don't, landing ships, all that stuff, we're not anywhere near doing that. And anti-aircraft, I don't think I'm going to worry about that yet. So we'll leave Italy alone. So we'll go look at Germany, which is mainly who we're focusing on right now. I don't really think I need another headquarter. I don't really like the strength of the divisions. They don't do a lot. So I'm going to go over here and look at a large corps. So a large corps has a strength of 30. Oil use 0. My stockpile's at 204. That's basically what I'm producing. I have 0 upkeep right now. I'm using 14 oil. So 180, so I'm going to purchase one of those. I kind of like to to go with the default core names, you know, instead of coming up with my own. So I'm just going to do that for the fun of it. That seems like that's a motorized core, so I don't know why that's there, but I'm going to go with the, I don't know what an L is. Is that the 50th? An L is 50? So I'm going to purchase that. And if we go to deploy now, we can see that we have L core. Will be here October 31st, so a couple months away. So we're not going to get any new stuff for the invasion of Poland, but that seems to make sense that you wouldn't inherit cores. Well, you know, they wouldn't be popping up if you're just starting to build them during a campaign that shouldn't last more than 30 days. So I think I'm good with that. I don't want to do anything with Italy. I don't know much about Italy. We're going to want to do some stuff down here in Greece and Yugoslavia later. And of course, we're going to have to deal with North Africa eventually. But for now, we're going to focus on Poland. So let's go ahead and finish our turn, and we'll see what the computer does. I just have this on the basic settings. It's just straight up. I didn't give the computer an advantage or a disadvantage. I haven't heard anything as far as the AI, if it's very intuitive or not. I know when I was playing Strategic Command World at War, they smoked me in France, which was embarrassing. But I was also probably doing some dumb stuff. So anyway, let's see how this goes. So I'll hit end turn, and we'll let the computer do its thing. One of the things you'll notice is if you look way up here, when it starts doing its turn, it blows through those units pretty fast. Looks like they're doing some bombing over there in the west. These little red things all over the screen, those are places where there was combat. And they just blew through like... Comes the Russians. It's got pretty fast AI as far as its thinking. I mean, when it shows you all the units that it's executing orders or it's considering orders through, it just blows through them until it gets down to a few, and then it kind of sits there. Looks like they attacked some of my garrison units there. Turn report, nothing to worry about. Looks like we got some rain out here, which rain is really bad for movement, is my understanding, is if you get to move like a hex or two. So we hope we don't get any of that. So here we are back at Poland. Now we got a little 4-2 garrison. Kind of wondering if we can even take this in 2 turns. If I move this guy here, he's going to be able to help attack twice. So I think we're going to do that. And then this guy, if I move him up there, it's going to be the same thing. I'm going to get 2 attacks with him. If I move him over here, that's going to use up everything. And of course, we like that little resource there. So I think we'll do that, and then we're going to bomb the snot out of Warsaw if we can. You know, I'm just wondering resource-wise if I can take Warsaw. I believe that's the criteria for Poland to surrender. I don't think you have to wipe out a bunch of the units, and I'm wondering resource-wise if we just throw bodies at units and use them up, if that's bad. I don't really know. Well, let's look at doing some bombing. So let's do an airstrike here first. See if we can get this 4-2 garrison down a little bit. Alright, that's good. We like that. This guy, he doesn't have a lot of range, so he can't help us in Warsaw. He can maybe do some other stuff later. So let's leave him. Oh, I can still make it there. That's good. Oh, I can't with that guy. Oh, what did I do here? Why can't I select that guy? Well, let's do an airstrike here. So my understanding is you basically get... You can move and do 1 airstrike, or you can have 2 airstrikes if you stay where you're at. Oh, so I could move my little Stuka guy over there. I'm kind of putting all my air into Warsaw. I really want to beat up Warsaw. Let's go look at the odds before I just use up all my air. Well, it's 6-1. It's not. I mean, we've seen some stuff hold. I'm gonna fly my Stuka guy down here. Oh, did I went too far. Can I undo it? Oh, thank you for the undo button. Okay, so one thing I remember reading is if you move to these lit up areas, you still can attack. If you move to the gray or they're still lit up but they're darker, you no longer can attack. So let's do this. We still can't get there. That's a bummer. It could land right there, but that would be kind of maybe dumb. Seems a little cheesy to be able to do that. I don't think the Luftwaffe would like that whole maneuver. Well, kind of wondering if we move this guy up and punch another guy out. It's only 2-1. Nobody can get through there. Oh, these guys went into like this garrison mode. I didn't think they were in garrison mode. Well, let's see. I gotta make a decision here. So I guess I should have moved my air up closer to. Well, this guy can move up a little bit and still attack. So let's do that. Oh, look at that. So do I get... Oh, he only gets one because he moves. So that's good, though. We'll take that. So let's go see what Warsaw does. It gives us 8-1. So we're going to take that. Well, that went pretty stinking smooth. So we're going to take that and... we're going to punch this guy out of here, too, because I'm guessing that you probably have to do a little more damage than just take Warsaw. I'm not sure. So I'd like to beat them up a little bit so that they don't hang on for another turn. So this guy will use all of his getting to there. Not much we can do about that. I assume this will be similar. We'll advance them up. We'll keep them tight. And we'll get that. We'll move that HQ up into Krakow. Kind of thinking I'll just advance my line up here. I can't remember where the cutoff is with the Soviets. I think it's Brest-Litovsk, the Bug River. All they do, I think, is move your guys into the queue. But let's do this. Let's clean it up. Clean up those that are left, just so we're not leaving units out. I don't believe the criteria is anything other than Warsaw, but sometimes you have to do enough damage or the country will hold on. Alright, let's move. We'll move this guy up here just to solidify our line. And we'll bring this guy up a little closer to the action. Just kind of consolidating. I'm hoping that when I finish this turn, they'll just say they surrendered, because that gives me a jump on shifting everybody to the west for my invasion of France. We'll use him over here just in case, because I got this guy here to go after that poor cav unit. just kind of more or less taking over these rails, junctions, and things like that. There's not a lot of attacking. I'm planning on doing it. I might just do a little bit of beating up on the poles here. I don't want to move off Warsaw because I don't know if that'll be a bad thing. Like, oh, you don't control it. I don't know. Move him over there. And we'll use this guy to secure this corridor so they can't come after my HQ. Might as well use it. I'm assuming there's probably some level of experience that you get as your units fight. They gain. I thought they gained experience. We'll figure some of that out as we play. Cool. Across there, we're just gonna. We'll do a 5-to-1 here. That worked all right. We can move this guy up. Well, let's pinch him in here a little bit. That can't be a bad thing, right? Because you can only have one guy stacked, so I've never cut off retreat. We'll see what happens there. Well, I guess you die a horrible death. And I think what we might do is we'll use this armor and we'll go after this little 2-5 7-to-1. And we'll do one more 5-to-1. Ooh. One more. All right, well. That didn't let us do a whole lot, but we will move this HQ down here so he's nice and safe. All these guys did their stuff. I'm just checking because I don't know what all the numbers are in the air. I need to read that. You know, like, because I don't know what that 1 is. If it was movement, I can't do anything. That has a 3, so I don't think that's it. So I need to learn that. But I think we've done pretty good on our attack on Poland. Here you can see some attacks here, and you can actually go up into this combat log, and where's that at? Where's it? Oh, right here. And you can look at these individually if you want to know more detail. I don't really feel the need to do that. I kind of wish those would disappear. I'm not really doing this to do a a first impression or whatever. It's more just to play through to have some fun. But I will point out some things I like and don't like. I really like the look of everything. It's very easy to look at on the eyes. It's very distinguishable who is who. Sometimes these computer games get a little cluttered. You can kind of tell who controls the territory without it becoming this obnoxious color code of stuff. You can turn all that stuff off. I like it on. I do like the NATO symbols. I don't like 3D units and stuff. That's just personal preference, not necessarily a good or bad thing. I don't mind the aircraft ones because I haven't played a lot of games with aircraft. So if you had all these different bombers, tactical bombers, what are these guys? Some kind of, what were they? Fighter support or something? Air superiority. I don't know air stuff enough to know all that. So, anyway, we'll still leave our fleet alone. Let's go take a look at that building stuff. So, Italy's stockpiled up to 11, so they're just a juggernaut. And we're up to 129. We could do a headquarters or something, but I'd be more apt to want to build some more armor, but that's going to be 396. Mountain corps, paratroopers are 180. I could build a small corps for 120 or some. I'm just going to let that build up. I'm going to let that build up. We're going to hope for a Polish surrender here, so let's go ahead and end the turn and see if the Poles capitulate to our superiority here in overrunning their country. I'm kind of wondering if like this little mass down here might give them too much hope or something. I played a lot of different games, that require different things for surrender, so maybe I'm being paranoid. Let's see what it does. So they're still thinking and doing stuff. Doesn't look like they're... I'm going to turn that volume down a little bit. It's kind of first time doing this, so remember, it's first time doing a video game. I have another thing going on, which is more of a tutorial, and I'm hoping to do some more of that tomorrow. That requires actually knowing all the rules, because you can't just point and click. This, at least, the one thing I like about computer games sometimes is you don't have to know all the rules per se. It doesn't let you do something illegal. It's like they're attacking our western front a little bit again. So we got the turn report. This time we actually have some stuff. Did they surrender then? Because nope, they did not surrender. But it looks like the Soviets. Okay. So, 1st Air Division, 1st Air Division was in a neutral territory. 2nd Air Division was in a neutral territory. USSR occupies the eastern half of Poland as per the secret protocol. 10th Motorized was relocated. 3rd Army was relocated. GHQ was relocated. Huh. Well, I don't like that. Oh, okay, so here's what I was talking about. Poland moved its capital to right here, to Lodz. So I couldn't get them in one turn, but that's fine. So I think all they did was push my stuff, but I'm wondering what air stuff they were talking about got moved. That is a little confusing for me. So here's the new Soviet line. Oh, these guys up here I think got moved. Remember, I was pushing down here a little bit. But it talked about a bunch of air stuff, and all my air stuff was back here, I thought. I don't remember having any air stuff, but I don't know. If you got any comments, please put them down. Oh, and my daughter told me, because I'm just more into the having fun and playing, eventually I wouldn't mind this monetizing a little bit, just to maybe offset some expenses of some games and whatnot. But she said to remind everybody Dad, you got to tell them to subscribe and like the video. So if you made it this far, please subscribe and like the video, and I'll try to put out more content. And if you got a YouTube channel, let me know if it's a gaming channel, if it's a wargaming channel. That's mostly what I plan on doing with these. When I do computer games, I'm not going to be streaming like first-person shooters and stuff. I want to stick to stuff that's kind of in the hex and counter genre, turn-based strategy. Okay, excuse me. All right, well, let's see if we can finish off Poland here, holding out to the bitter end. So, all right, we're just going to bomb them. I'm not going to put up with these shenanigans anymore. We're going to end this war. I know taking cities that have numbers on them is good. There's no numbers on these cities, so I don't know why. But we're gonna attack and cause problems because they didn't want to surrender. They took their capital. We gave them the option to surrender. They have chosen not to surrender. So we're just going to attack everything and everybody within range. We should be able to mop up this turn. I can't imagine that. Alright, so I did all my air. This little division up here will Come over here for sake of completeness, I guess. I think we'll just go after the... Oh, we do have one more air here. Didn't matter. Well, what does this put us at? Let's see. 10-1. Okay, well, we're going to take the new cat. Oh, you know what? That had a number on it. And, like, that's a manpower thing. And if we go remove the units, yeah, loads was a... I probably needed to take that. I was so busy reading about Warsaw, I didn't. So now I bet you they'll capitulate without thinking too hard about it. But just for the sake of completeness, we are going to try to finish these guys off. We're obviously not going to worry about getting them all because that would be a waste of time. Oh, that looks kind of juicy to go after that little guy. You know what? I'm just going to go after him because that's a mechanized unit. And we want to destroy that. Boy, he does not want to go down, does he? He is fight to the bitter end guy. Well, honestly, I think, there's nothing else for me to worry about too much. If my guys sit here, I believe they will build up a little bit of their resources. I am going to get some guys ready for transportation. Get them on these rails. That's what you need to move your guys around. So we'll make sure we got all the towns covered this time. And we'll start getting ready for the occupation of... Oh, we don't want to do that, do we? Well, I can move him over there. I just don't trust leaving any of these cities open in case Poland thinks it's going to hang on. I am going to do a little bit of rail movement to get ready for moving stuff over here for the push out west, because you only get so much rail capacity per turn. But you got to start on a rail, so I better occupy that resource again because I don't trust them. Yeah, I can't do rail movement if I've already moved. Anyway, we got an HQ, maybe 4th Army here. Let's move 4th Army. I got 70 rail points. We'll get 4th Army over here so we can start getting ready. These guys on railroad tracks. Some of these guys are going to have to stay here, otherwise the Soviet Union starts thinking, oh, well, you know what, bud? You don't have enough guys over here, so we're going to attack you. I think I'm going to move this guy. It's only cost 10 to move an HQ. That's a pretty good deal. So we're going to get ready for our invasion of the Low Countries. I think that's about all I can do. It's nice when you have guys to deploy, they will highlight over here, so you can look at that. Still don't want to do anything with Italy. I think I'm good on what I'm going to do out east for now, because everyone's either moved so they can't move by rail, and I want to make sure I occupy enough of Poland so that they don't keep fighting past the end of September. That would be a bummer. And you know what, I promise you, no matter how bad it goes, I will post the video. I will not redo my turn so that I look better than I should. I promise you that. So if I blunder it up or things go horribly wrong, you will know. Okay, so let's go back over here to building one more time. I do have a stockpile of 244. I'd really like some more armor, but I think I'm going to do another infantry. A large infantry corps is 180. That'll leave me a few, and that'll give me some more infantry for the push on the Low Countries and then into France. So I think I'm going to go with that for now. I think the next video, you could put in the comments below if you want to let me know what you prefer. I could do all this groundwork and get everybody moved over here and then start the next video when I'm ready for the attack. Although my intent was to show everything that I do and run it in a series. But I also want to keep the videos down manageable. The next video might just be preparing for the invasion in the West. Because I don't know how long this one is. I didn't bother to check the time. And I don't want these videos to be like 2-3 hours long because I like wargaming, but I don't want to watch somebody for 2-3 hours. I like to watch little 30-minute snips. But again, you know, let me know your preferences. You guys are the one watching them. If you like longer videos, shorter videos, any of that stuff, just let me know. Anyway, we'll see how this went. I messed with all kinds of settings so that I would have minimal lag. And we'll see how that went. But yeah, so I'll upload this. Let me know what you think. And thanks for watching.